Well, I
anything you
hate to
want
pull
to?
us down even further, but I have to say my curiosity was piqued about whatever's the latest with Russell Simmons. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh
Like
yeah, yeah.
I'm
So
listen,
Erica, I'll
chat,
pull this up. Yeah, go ahead.
apologies. Okay. You guys have to allow us a bit of a reprieve on occasion, you know.
Yeah. So the story here from The Root says, "Don't let Diddy's drama distract you. Russell Simmons is about to get his day in court too." Oh,
Mm.
move over, Diddy. Yet another hip hop mogul is about to join you in the news cycle for his alleged dastardly deeds, and that mogul is none other than Russell Simmons. On Monday, it was revealed that he was finally served in Bali with papers related to a defamation lawsuit filed by famed and acclaimed writer, producer, and activist Drew Dixon. As previously reported by The Root, in February, she filed the suit in New York State Supreme Court that alleged Simmons enacted a, quote, concerted and malicious campaign to discredit her, end quote. Previous allegations of sexual assault and rape at the hands of Simmons were made public back in 2017. She specifically cited a myriad of comments he made in his interview with Graham Bensinger in December of 2023. She is seeking both compensatory and punitive damages for malicious conduct. Simmons has denied any and all wrongdoing.
And again, to the way that the karma shows up, right? These are all civil charges, and not civil lawsuits, right? Like
Hmm.
Russell's not being charged criminally here with anything. And you know, for whatever reason, sometimes people have that standard of proof. Well, if he wasn't convicted of what she said he did, then he must not have did it. Come on, we need to get off that, okay? Because we all know the number one is a lot of innocent people convicted right now of shit that they didn't do, and there's a lot of guilty motherfuckers walking around who is yet to ever face any sort of quote unquote criminal accountability for the shit that they have done. So if in the ways that these folks, these harmful so-called predators can be collected, I'm here for that. And again, personally, anybody that systematically intentionally harms black women, you know what I'm saying, and that goes for any fucking body, white man, black man, I don't give a fuck who it is. I want to see the universe catch up to them, and if it catches up to them in civil court, in criminal court, in the feds kicking down your fucking door, I want it to happen. Or if a meteorite hits you in the head, I want that to happen too. So
She hit him
sorry.
with the Godfather joint.
And
If a what did he say? If a lightning strike should happen to hit my son, I'm gonna blame some of the people in this room. Kim was like, I don't give a damn.
How it
What is
comes,
it?
I don't care
Yeah, I
how
hear
it
you.
comes,
Yeah,
but you
yeah.
know, obviously, we definitely encourage you guys to go back and watch Kalanji's interview with Drew Dixon. It was a very wide-ranging interview. If you have not even seen Drew's HBO Max documentary on the record, it will fuck you up. Like it will
Yeah,
fuck
that
your
was
head
pretty.
up.
Yeah,
mm.
it will. I watched that documentary and what she had to say about Russell, what others had to say, and and then after the physical abuse, not to create a parallel, but after all of the physical abuse, is that they steal the woman's credit for her musical work, for all the production credit she's supposed to have gotten.
And
Mm.
blacklist her.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, and blacklist her out of the industry, blackball her out of the industry. It's
It
like
was
it's not enough that she had to endure abuse, but now she's been robbed of her profession, her talent. Like, what the fuck?
and
and
remember,
I
this
might
is the
be
woman. My bad. Go ahead, Kamal. Go
I know
ahead.
just
Sorry.
really quickly, and maybe the chat or maybe y'all know better than I. It's interesting that she's the one filing defamation lawsuits and not if he believes he's innocent, not him, right?
Hmm.
If someone has made a whole
Mm.
documentary about you making these accusations and you won't even go as so far as to challenge them because this is I mean these are heavy accusations that again could be a way your reputation is damaged and so forth. He has the means and mechanisms, and this is like on a particular level where it's not this is not within your community or it's like a small thing that you can let bypass. Like people have sued for less, and so it's interesting that this person has not decided to go after her in that way, to my knowledge, again, alleging that her statements, if they are false, obviously would be considered defamatory and so forth.
Mhm.
that she's the one filing the lawsuit,
Hmm.
for defamatory
It's a good
statements
point.
and so forth. So that's the interesting thing to behold. You never know what happens in these court cases, um, in terms of like what the outcomes will be. I think that she'll have more of a burden than he will, in showing the defamatory nature of it, of course. But that, yeah, I mean, that's interesting. Yeah.
And remember the again, I don't mean to reduce it to this, but and I don't remember what else she's credited for, but she had put together and conceived the idea and the arrangement of the Meth and Mary "You're All I Need" track, which personally was supposed to at one point been my wedding song. Like I was gonna get married to that joint. Like I
Oh,
loved that song. Straight up. Kamal making faces. That's how I envisioned it. I was like, I'm walking down the aisle to that joint.
that
Like
rap
that's how
love.
that
Hmm.
Mhm.
bop down. But Donnie
Who said
Hathaway
no?
did
Who
quite
said no
well, I
to
will
that?
say.
Who said no to that?
Well, the end of that particular relationship is what said no to that.
Oh, okay.
So by the time I actually got married, I thought Donnie Hathaway was a little more appropriate.
Okay,
And
okay,
I'm not
okay.
mad at that either.
I'm not mad at that
But
either. Yeah,
Mm.
for you, yes.
yeah, no, the end of it was it was
No,
the
Drew Dixon,
relationship.
I mean,
Yeah,
she
yeah.
also, again, watching the documentary, I didn't know this until I watched on the record, but she
Mhm.
did the show soundtrack. And trust me, while a lot of even rap
Right.
heads, hip hop heads may not even know about the show, it was a documentary behind the scenes of a lot of the Def Jam stuff at that
Yeah.
time. I remember seeing it. Jared, remember that little ass movie theater in Columbia over by the lake? Like where
Oh
they
yeah.
only showed like it had like three screens. Like I
Yep.
saw it, I saw that there, right? So it wasn't like
Wow.
a wide release of it, but the show soundtrack from that era, I'm trying to tell y'all, it's so representative of the flavor of hip hop from the West Coast to the East Coast to the Midwest. I told y'all, Everyday
Mm,
Thing, Bone Thugs and Harmony, one of my favorite songs. And then Mary got
mm,
a Mary joint on there. That's crazy. The show soundtrack is brilliant, and
mm.
to know that was her. Like that was her. This lady, she ain't no slouch out here. Drew Dixon knew what the fuck she was doing with this rap culture. And just to think, like, again, that was sort of standard operating procedure. If you were a woman working in the culture or in the industry at that time, foolish on you if you weren't expecting some shit like that, right? I mean, I'm saying
Mm.
that now, but I'm sure that was not most women's mentality going into the business. Like, oh, some niggas gonna, I mean, because like shit, walking down the street, some niggas gonna, you know what I'm saying? But it takes on a whole nother level of insidiousness when it happens in your professional life because your livelihood is tied to that. What do you do with that? You know what I'm saying? Especially, what do you do with that with a person as powerful and well known as Russell Simmons? What do you do with that with a person as powerful and well known as L.A. Reid, as Drew Dixon alleges, who she
That's
had
right.
to fend off sexual harassment advances from? And I'm sure she was, I mean, they lucky to be alive because that shit would have drove me the fuck crazy. I've been trying to hire hitman. You got to kill both of these niggas, okay?
Mm.
Like get them both
Well,
up out of here because how could they? How
mm,
could not one but two of the most powerful black men in the industry do this to her? And I'm sure we can all safely assume it was not just her for either of them, right? A litany. We don't even know. I said this on my show. I said Russell probably don't even know how many people he has allegedly assaulted, right? Which is a scary thought. But I'm sorry.
well, that was part of, if I remember correctly, wasn't it said in the documentary that where he was seen in some clip, or maybe I'm thinking somewhere else, where he was alleging that while he was saying I'm innocent, I may have not been fully aware of everything that I'm doing because I was taking all these drugs and
Oh,
drinking a lot or something like that. It was one of those like
die.
Robin Thicke in the studio thing. Oh, did I steal Marvin's music? My bad. I was just high and drunk. My bad. I didn't know what I was doing. You know. Oh, did I, but yeah, yeah, and then because she had said she brought what's his name, the piano playing dude to L.A.
John
Reid,
Legend.
John Legend,
And he
right?
refused to hear him because he was pissed at
Yeah.
her.
Right. And that was part of what, and to your point, I mean, I get it. Like, because what is also painful to watch and hear these stories is that in addition to, again, the trauma of the abuse is that, and not only just that it's their job, it's that this is their love.
Yeah.
This was like
Hmm.
it was not just a job. It was like I really want to be in the culture, be doing the art and working with doing it. It's and then to have all of that taken away in this way is crazy.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm with you. Get them,
And the
Yeah.
point
get them.
that also was made, I'll be quick, in at the end of on the record, that is so poignant. Like, the culture suffers when these women's voices are not there. Like Drew Dixon included, lots of other women included, because either they're forced out or they walk away because they can't take it. I'm not here to be abused and paid less. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, the triple abuse, the double abuse. Like, no. But the culture suffers for the voices that you never hear, the projects that you never hear, because it was a woman's ear or eye that would have caught that particular artist's talent. So
Hmm.
we all lose
Hmm.
when predators are allowed to run the fuck amok unchecked and be allowed to continue to be elevated. So
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And speaking of elevation,
I couldn't imagine how much Queen Latifah went through. I mean, like, as many things that she did within her career.
So Latifah, I think, is a little different because Flavor Unit was sort
mm,
of a force early in her career, right? I feel like
Hmm.
Latifah, and trust me, I have no idea, like, to be clear, but
Yeah.
I feel like Latifah was kind of insulated and protected in a way. And I think because even though she wasn't outward with her sexuality, not that this makes a
Hmm.
difference when a predator is at work, he don't give a fuck if you straight gay. If he wanted, he gonna ask for it or
Yeah.
demand it, whatever. But I think maybe in a way, like her sexuality maybe protected her. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I may
mm.
be way off base
Yeah.
with
She
that.
did
But
say a lot of people in the industry tried to come at her, and I was like, I could believe it, especially all the things she did within her career, shit from movies to sitcoms to everything.
But she said if
Yeah.
a dude talked bad about her on the street, she punched him dead in his eye.
who you
Said, who you
calling a
calling a
bitch?
bitch?